Good morning. Happy Monday. Monday. All right, you guys. I'm going to give you guys a second to hop on. Sorry, that light is killing me, but I need my glasses to be able to see and read because I have notes that I wanted to share with y'all today. Happy Monday mindset. I'm going to give y'all a minute to hop on because this is going a little bit different from here on out. This will be more of a live video just like this. So you can pop on and be prepared to just pop in on here live at this hour every Monday instead of doing Zoom because I used to do it this way all the time and it seemed to flow better and allowed me to keep it really short, really sweet because you all have, your time is of value. Your time is precious and I want to give you the most to jumpstart your Monday. But make it impactful and short and sweet, right? And I'll be honest, the Zoom and the live stream, it's so many glitches with that lately. But Thursday nutrition workshop will always be on Zoom. That's gonna always be on Zoom. So Thursdays will stay on Zoom. I will live stream them in here as well, just like I do. But these Mondays are going to go back to just being live. If you're brand new to the community, this is how they used to be until we started having a lot of live streaming issues. And we were running 2 different programs in 2 different groups in 2 different places. And I realized like, holy crap, that's too much work. Let's mesh them back together. So Monday. And so mindset is my favorite thing to talk about. We're always going to start the day. So I see some of you guys saying, good morning, Amber. Good morning, Reagan. Always catch these on replay. If you're watching this later on replay, do me a huge favor and just say replay, just so that I know that you did come by and at least watch. I love to always see that you did get a chance to stop by. And for those of you guys that are watching this on the YouTube link, because you're watching on replay, I will still continue to download and drop the replay in our Voxer chat as well. If you hadn't figured it out yet, I'm an over communicator. I will hit you from all different angles because I know we all have that different communication love language. And some of you love the Facebook group and some of you love the Zooms and some of you love watching it on replay with a YouTube link and all the things. So I like to make sure that I'm at least trying to do my best to accommodate everybody the best I can. I know I won't accommodate everybody's schedule, but we can do the best. So Monday mindset. So here's the thing that I wanted to talk about today. So as you know, or maybe you don't know this yet, so many new faces coming into this community. The Friday form that you all fill out for me on Fridays, it tells, has you rate all the things, has you also type out what your wins are for the week and type out what your struggles. And so I read those every week. If you're working with me one-on-one, I even include them into your video review that I send you. But even if you don't hear from me, know that I read them. Why? Because these mindset trainings typically come from what you have expressed, what your struggles are. And I will tell you, the thing that I wanted to talk about today is something that you guys have all heard if you've been a part of my community before. Because how do we reprogram our mind and our mindset? It's hearing the same thing over and over and over and over and over. I'm not going to just give you one thing one time and never talk about it again because that doesn't program your mind. The reason why most of us are walking around not feeling good about ourselves or feeling insignificant or not feeling, like we're doing enough, feel like we are enough, all of these negative thoughts is because you have things that play on repeat over and over and over. Put agree in the comments if you agree. This is how we reprogram our brain. So reprogram your brain to unlearn a lot of those things. We have to revisit and relearn a lot of the same things that you're going to hear me putting on repeat over and over and over. Okay. That's how our mind works. That's the only way for us to reprogram it. It's just like your macros. It's just like your workouts. We do bicep curls over and over and over, right? Not every day by any form or fashion, but that's how we train our muscle. We do macros over and over and over and over. We're hitting the same protein goal over and over and over. Why? Because that is how we program our mind, our bodies, and our muscles. Right? So it's the same with our mind, you guys. There's a couple things that I want to talk about today. One of them is the all or nothing personality and the perfectionism. You guys, if you are an all or nothing personality, listen to me. That is one thing that's going to hold you back the most, as well as trying to shoot for perfection. And so if you're an all or nothing personality, you're typically one of those like, I'm all in or I'm all out. There's no in between. Then just put the word all or nothing in the comments. Because I'll be honest with you guys and transparent. That is typically my personality. And I do that a lot, mostly with business. I will say in my health, I have learned that that's not healthy, right? In business, I still struggle to understand that all or nothing, that you can have that happy medium, right? You can, I promise. But the perfectionism is the other thing as well too. And those two things on a health journey, it is what has so many women stuck and feeling like they're never enough, they're not good enough, all of these things, right? Because let's go back. Like who's perfect? Like God, Jesus, you guys, those are the ones that are perfect. We are not perfect. And that's the beautiful part of it. We're not supposed to be perfect. That would be boring as hell, right? If everybody was perfect. But why do we as women, we typically put the pressure on ourselves to be perfect in everything? I was just having this conversation actually with a man the other day. We were just discussing all kinds of stuff, and I was offering some suggestions. His wife is struggling with some things. So I asked him, multiple questions. I said, is she a control freak? Is she something that has to do everything all at once? And he's like, yeah. Heck yes, that's her. Like, okay, one of the biggest things, and maybe you're not the one to encourage her because we don't listen to our husbands very well. But maybe let's connect her to me, and I'll at least have a conversation with her. Or I recommended a book for her to go read. But anyway, long story short, the perfectionism, if you're striving to be perfect here, meaning I got to check off every box on my calendar. Oh my gosh. Or some of you guys are getting ready to go on trips, vacations. I know a couple of you guys are. Kate Treadway is on one right now. She's on a cruise. And the perfectionism will hold you back from enjoying your vacation first and foremost if you don't let it go. If you're working with me one-on-one, I want to game plan your strategy going into your vacations. I know Ash is going to Cancun, and I'm so bummed that I'm not going. But it was just the best for our family to not go on this trip and sit this one out. But, we're going to game plan around it, because perfectionism doesn't exist. And if you go on a vacation or a trip and you are trying to be perfect on your macros, you're going to drive yourself crazy. You're going to drive whoever you're with crazy. And you're going to miss out on beautiful, precious moments right in front of your face by trying to be perfect, okay? And so there's going to be parts in your journey that you need to give yourself permission to step back just a little. And if you haven't heard the training yet, you'll hear it again soon, I'm sure, but the replay's in here as well. We teach you how to pivot, not pause. I go on vacation, cool. I'm going to pivot. What does pivot even look like? For some of you, that'll mean like, let's do this instead of tracking, and let's be mindful and have fun. Or let's just shift. Suzanne Moultrie just went on a trip to the beach, 10 full days, and we pivoted. We took workouts away and just walked. We took tracking away and was just mindful. And she came back, her weight was the same, and now it's starting to go down after 10 days on the beach. Why? Because she let herself give herself permission to not try to be perfect, right? And so it's so incredibly important, you guys. Yeah, Tracy, 100%. Trying to be perfect steals your joy. If we're always stressed over the number and all of the things, and oh my God, I gotta be this, I see a lot, and this is where I struggle even in business. Like, I gotta be this person. I gotta be this rank. I gotta be this number. I gotta hit this blah, blah, blah. Who cares? We're not numbers. Numbers don't define us. How we feel, how we function, how we show up, how we are present with our loved ones. That's going to be more of what defines us and our happiness. That's where we're going to find our happiness. Our happiness does not come from some freaking title or some number on the scale that so many of us are still chasing, or the macros that you're trying to accomplish. Listen, I want you to be as close as you possibly can to your macros. You heard me say close though, not trying to be perfect. Okay. We cannot try to be perfect. It doesn't serve you whatsoever. All or nothing is the other one. Again, this is the one. Perfectionism is not required to make progress. Okay, so let it go. Let it go in the comments if that's the one thing you're still struggling with. Because based off the struggles that I saw come in this past week, the couple things that I see is some of you are still trying to be perfect, and that's okay. It's a progress. It takes time to get away from that mindset. Let's be real. It does not happen overnight. It's not a light switch that we can just turn off. I wish it was. But on the same flip side, the all or nothing personality is as well too. And I'll tell you, the all or nothing personality will get you in trouble. The all or nothing personality will keep you stuck. And again, I always relate fat loss to business because, it's just what I do, and I spend my days every single day talking about both. But I will tell you, they're very similar. And one of the things that will hold you back and keep you so incredibly stuck is the all or nothing personality. And the all or nothing personality usually leads many of us to feeling overwhelmed, feeling burnt out, struggling, and we don't see progress because we are typically trying to do too much at one time. And so this is also why when you come into our coaching program, some of y'all will be officially starting the 12-week accelerator program next week, which is our group coaching program. And I will tell you, you may be shocked at how slow we start you, but I'm telling you, we're still working on the final totals. Sorry, my allergies are kicking and my nose is itchy. All the progress checks that came out over the weekend, we're working on getting all the final totals. But I know at the 10-week mark, the women in the 12-week program were down 140 pounds together collectively. Obviously, that's not one person. It's not physically possible. That's collectively, right? And so, oh God, my nose. The all or not, like, anyway, sorry, I lost train of thought there for a second. What I was going with that is the 140 pounds that were dropped in 10 weeks was with simplicity and letting go of the all or nothing personality and doing what they could and being okay with it. And inching their way into things instead of like diving in head first and I'm going to take all on. I'm going to track my macros. I'm going to go from 0 workouts to 6 workouts in a week. And I'm going to walk every single day. And I'm going to go from 2,000 steps a day to 10,000 steps a day. And then I'm going to go from 50 grams of protein a day and try to hit 150 a day. And I'm going to go from 20 ounces of water a day to hit a gallon of water every day. I'm telling you real quick, if you're trying to go that route, I'm telling you, stop it. Stop it. You're leading yourself down this, you're just staying stuck. You're in that hamster wheel. Like Reagan always tells me when my brain just goes 90 miles an hour sometimes. And she's the one who usually gets my voice clips. And, like about this idea. And like, I'll do all the things, right? My business coaches, when I don't have one right now, but when I work with them, they're always like, Angela, you process your own stuff out loud and you answer your own questions. So what am I here for again? Because my brain goes 90 miles an hour sometimes. But anyway, the all or nothing personality, you guys, it creates a cycle. And it creates a cycle where you're like, man, I'm so motivated. I'm excited for that first week. And then the second week, and then the honeymoon phase goes away. And then week 3, you're like, why did I commit to all this stuff? Like, how in the world am I supposed to track my macros and work out 5 times a week and get walks in every single day and run multiple businesses and take care of my family members and take care of my kids? I got to get the kids to practice. I got to get the kids over here and got to da-da-da-da-da-da, right? The list can go on. And you guys know, if you're relating to me right now, put relate in the comments. Because this is my life. I usually do this a lot. And in business, I will tell you, there's always ebbs and flows in business, but I'll tell you, I can always tell when I've done the all or nothing personality again and I've slipped back into that bad habit, because sales for both things that I do will usually go like this. Like, why are you stuck? Hold on, I got to reflect. What did I take on that I shouldn't have taken on? What did I say yes to that I should have said no to? Where did my focus go? Where's my focus been right now? One of our mentors, some of you guys know her, Ashley Walmer, literally sent something to us in a chat that she's mentoring some of us on, was a time audit and where your time really should be. And I'm like, whew, man, my time is on the right place. So let me tell you that, right? And so all or nothing personality creates a cycle where you're always tired, you're always overwhelmed, you always feel like you're restarting, and you just feel flat stuck, and the scale's not moving, and you feel like you're working so incredibly hard, but you're getting nowhere. That's the hamster wheel, right? And if you feel like you're on that hamster wheel right now, yeah, Reagan, 1,000,000 miles an hour. Sometimes my brain, and adapt just made it worse. I can tell when my adapt kicks in, my brain is, I had one of those moments yesterday, brainstorming with the gym owner that I just partnered with. So anyways, let go of perfectionism, all or nothing personality. We gotta get away from it. And again, you gotta give yourself permission and time to get away from it. It doesn't happen overnight. And expect yourself to slide back. Expect yourself to fall back some. And this is a very important mindset for us all to have. We're not perfect, and this journey is not perfect, and it's not linear. If you're weighing in daily, some of you are, some of you are not, and it's okay, because not everybody has to. Some are emotionally okay doing that, and some are not. And give yourself permission, whatever fits you best. If you're coaching with me one-on-one, we talk about it and we figure out what's best for you, right? But just know, if you are tracking daily, you'll see it looks like the heart rate whenever you have your heart up to the little monitors where it goes. That's what your That's what your weight chart looks like when you're on a health journey and you're weighed daily. It's like this. But you notice it's going down. It's just the it's up and down, up and down. It's very jaggedy. It's not a straight line, okay? And this journey is going to come with bumps in the road. It's going to come with distractions. It's going to come with the devil trying to creep in your ears and tell you that you're not good enough and that there's no way in the world that you can be successful and you're over 40 and you're just stuck in the body that you have. I call bullshit. Excuse my language. I'm here to help you call bullshit because none of that is true. I will tell you, nobody will fix us. We have to fix ourselves. We have to be strong enough and willing enough to make the small steps and understand that the small steps are okay. We are not meant to go from zero to hero because we've done that over and over and over and over and over, and it keeps us stuck. And that is the thing that makes us go 10 steps backwards. It's just like a fad diet. The all or nothing personality, to me, in my personal opinion, is almost like a fad diet. And all or nothing is a fad diet. It is, let me cut everything out and drop all this weight really quick. And 2 weeks later, this sucks. I hate this. I don't want to do it anymore. And then you stop. Right? It's the same thing in this kind of journey. And this is why I always love to explain the method behind our madness. And this is why we encourage you to go slow. This is why when you're just starting in whichever program, we typically just tell you to track the first week. I don't care what your goals are. I don't care about setting numbers for you yet. It's not that I don't care. I care about you. That's why I'm doing it that way. So that's a poor choice of words. I just want you to track first. Why? So we can set up a more realistic number goal for you that is going to be a baby step. Not 1,000 calorie to 1,800 calorie overnight. That's not realistic. That's all or nothing personality. And that is not how we coach. That's not what I recommend, right? It just doesn't work that way. You get stuck. So all or nothing personality, let it go. Okay. Consistency over time is what's going to lead to your results. And I said consistency, that is the secret sauce. That is the magic pill that everybody in the world needs. I don't care if we're talking about products or business or macros or workouts. It's the same magic pill for all four. It's consistency with the things that you're trying to do on a daily basis, the habits, the lifestyle choices, the making better choices. Not the all or nothing everything at one time. You guys, that is the quickest way to burn ourselves out, cause ourselves to quit. And every time we quit and have to restart, and some of you guys feel like you're restarting every single Monday. And I'm telling you, a lot of it has to do with you're not being consistent throughout the week. And then you tank and fall off on the weekends and don't take time to slow down enough to prepare for the week and do some planning. And then Monday rolls around, you're excited, you're motivated, but you feel like you're back at square one. Stop doing that because it's your lack of consistency with the small things that often lead you to that, right? And here's the other piece of this. Here's the other piece of it. Like the all or nothing is just literally overwhelming your schedule. Two things go together on this one. I want to talk about your health should not be the first thing that you skip. It should be the last. Okay? And how do we do that? By stop overloading our schedule. How many of you right now feel like your schedule is just completely overloaded? Put overloaded in the comments if that is you. Overloaded. Oh my gosh. Overloaded. Mine's okay actually right now. I'm working on getting some things off my calendar so I could add other things. But I want to tell you guys something. You have to figure out what are your non-negotiables and not steer away from those. Our health should not be the first thing that we skip, but it usually is. If you agree, put agree in the comments. We as women and moms, and I truly believe the society that we live in today has created this pressure to be freaking busy all the time and that you need a million things on your plate. Listen, I'm guilty of it all the time, having too many things on my plate. But my health does not. My health habits, my workouts, my nutrition, my meal prep, those are non-negotiables, and those absolutely will not get taken off my schedule. Not going to happen. My husband knows it. My family knows it. I don't know. Everybody around me knows it probably now because they're like, oh, she's weird. She always does this. I don't care. I am weird. Let me be weird. I'd rather be weird than unhealthy, right? I'd rather be weird than the norm of skipping my own health habits all the time. I'm not weird. I'm just unique. I'm just focused. I have created habits that serve me. And I know if I don't do my habits, especially my morning ones, like my hair's still wet because I just got out of the shower after my gym workout. And I'm super congested and not feeling the best today. I don't feel bad. I just feel like super congested. So it's really annoying how your nose and your eyes are always tickling. That's kind of how I feel today. But but I literally could have slept in. I totally could have slept in this morning, but I didn't. Why? Because I know I have y'all to serve. I have a team to serve. I have kids to serve. I have people in my life that I know depend on me. And that's how you have to look at it. We have to look at our health as a non-negotiable. Your workouts need to be non-negotiables. Your little habits to focus on your mind, whether that's reading, some of you it's meditation, some of you it's just 5 minutes of freaking quiet time, which is a rarity, right? You have to take that time for you, and then take the time throughout the day as well too. I did a video that was that last week or the week before about we were so good at creating our energy, but you got to protect it too. The protecting piece is the protecting piece is so incredibly important. You go back and watch that video. I'm not gonna do that one again. I'm not gonna talk about that today. But stop overloading your schedule. And if you're guilty of overloading your schedule, you're human first and foremost. But here's a little exercise that you can do. There's an exercise that I can drop it in here if you need it, but you may not even need it. There's a worksheet that I created over the years. And the worksheet is you auditing your time. And so it is allowing you to, it's asking you to write your 5 things that you spend your most time on. Okay, so this is my challenge to you all. If you feel like your priorities are a little out of alignment and you're having a hard time managing your time and making sure you're fitting yourself in, this is what I want you to do. And post it inside this group or put it in the chat. I don't care, either one. Let's have a conversation about it. And I want some sort of accountability behind it. Put it in the Voxer chat or put it here in the group. Just make a post. And I want you to write down your 5 top things that you spend your most time on. Okay, what is that? Is it work? Most of y'all have work on that schedule. Laundry, cleaning house, right? Chauffeuring your kids around to all the different things that you're doing, right? Maybe it's taking care of a family member, or whatever it is, all of these things. Write a list of your top 5 things that you spend your most time on now. And then the second list is the top 5 things that you want on your priority list. What are the 5 things that you want to spend more time on? Okay, your health goals, please make sure that that's on there somewhere. And they can all be health. They can all be wrapped up in one. Maybe it's time with your spouse. I know that's always on mine because I feel like sometimes we don't even see each other. It's like, hi, bye, see ya, peace out. See you when I see you. Right? Anybody else feel that way sometimes? Right? Maybe it's more time praying and just being present with God, right? Whatever it is for you. And then then you have to make those 2 lists and post them. And then we can talk about them, because then the next piece of that is literally starting to work yourself and work out a schedule of some kind that is going to help you align what you want, align with what you already have, and let's make them match a little bit better. They're never going to 100% match, y'all, because we have the main things on our to-do list, but they can get better, because you're going to find things that you spend a lot of your time with. One of the most important ones that I took off of this time was always cleaning and doing laundry. I clean and I do laundry, but I've given myself permission. I live in a season of life with smaller kids, and this is just, I've learned to finally accept, you know what? I'm going to have little dinosaurs on the floor. I'm going to have Hot Wheels all over my car. My floor. I'm going to have Barbies and things everywhere. I'm going to train my kids to pick up after themselves, but let's be real, that's not perfect, and that doesn't happen all the time. And I'm okay with it. I used to stress and spend way too much time trying to clean my house throughout the day when I'm supposed to be working, that it took me away from what I was supposed to be doing. Or I would be working or trying to fold laundry in between sets during my workouts. Big mistake. Don't do stuff like that. You got to prioritize and even find pockets in your day to do the honeydews, right? But you cannot be the first thing that gets skipped anymore. No more. Okay. So put no more in the comments if that's something that you've been struggling with. Not everybody has. But again, the last thing that I would just recap a little bit is all or nothing personality, perfectionism. 2 biggest things in the world that are going to keep you stuck. We've got to stop. We've got to stop and accept and be okay and give yourself permission to make small changes, take baby steps, and then celebrate the hell out of them. Because your worth and your joy and your happiness and how you show up for everyone else in your life is dependent on how you take care of yourself. And if you don't like the version of you that you are showing up right now as your business owner, as a whatever some of you are teachers, nurses, like all the things that you guys do for a living, or as a wife, when we're not happy and healthy with ourselves, y'all, it's really hard to be a present, happy, joyful wife and even want to spend time with our spouses. Let's be real, right? Or even with our kids. Are we always tired on the couch, or are we outside playing with our kids? What does that look like? And if you're not happy with how you're showing up, where does it start? It starts with this journey that you're on with me here inside this group. So let's do it together, okay? So if you're ready to rock and roll, and just commit, let's just use the word commit to all these things to make sure that you change your entire world. And some of you guys just getting started in the 12-week program next week, man, we're gonna make a lot of changes over the next 12 weeks. Some of you just started this 6-week. We're at all different levels of programs. Some of you guys have been with me for a couple years already. It's a lifelong journey. This is not a 6-week or 12-week journey. It's a lifelong journey, y'all. All right, so let's keep going, but let's commit. Stay committed. Stay committed. Put the word committed in the comments if this is you, and let's roll. My inbox is always open, but I'm curious to see who actually does this exercise. What are the 5 things you spend your most time on? What are the 5 things that you want to spend more time on? And post them, and then we can talk about each one. All right, y'all have an amazing day. Happy Monday. Love y'all.